Greetings, fine folk of the realm. Kilt-Man here. Pleasure to see you. And welcome to my fledgling YouTube channel. I'm only 15 years behind everybody else who joined YouTube and has now made millions out of it. Hey, but this is just for fun. So, this is going to be a kind of introduction, just a taster to what you can come to expect from Kilt-Man and his inane stupidity and waffle, which you'll get used to. Movies, pop culture, merchandise, horror, things like this, masks, yes, these boys here. Merchandise such as posters and action figures and fabulous things like this, which is an old Frankish fighting and throwing axe. Yeah, I like ancient weapons too, so I'll be discussing weapons, swords, knives, you know, that kind of thing. Axes, obviously. As well as all the usual stuff, like hopefully I'll be unboxing new additions to my collection, which there's always new stuff arriving. Always. I'm sorry I'm drinking this. Usually I drink whiskey, but sadly, the bloody thing is empty. Oh dear. So, I'm stuck with the cheap stuff. But hey, you know, needs must. So welcome aboard anyway. As you can see, there's been no swanky introduction, no wonderful animated intros, no digital gizmos taking place. It's all very sort of off the cuff, fly by the seat of my pants, in the raw sort of thing. But it'll evolve. Hopefully, it'll gather steam. It'll gather a better sort of surrounding, better studio. I have plans, big plans. Now, what you can hear whittering in the corner here is the soundtrack to a great 70s monster movie. Cheap, low rent rip-off of Jaws, the film Grizzly. Don't know if you can see the poster back there, but that's the UK poster for it. This is a film I actually saw at the flicks when I was, I was just a kilt boy in those days. By the way, kilt, and you get used to that, I'll be wearing kilts all the time. I'm the proud owner of 46 different kilts. This one here, right now, as you see here, is the Hunting McGregor. A lovely bit of kit, I'm sure you'll agree. I'll discuss kilts at length at some other point. But back to Grizzly. I saw it when I was only a wee nipper at the flicks, and when it first come out. Certificate A. This was a nasty film. People are getting ripped apart, disemboweled, limbs getting severed, and it's quite frightening, intense stuff. But it's a clear and utter rip-off of Jaws. I mean, this is just Jaws on land, or Paws, if you like. I mean, what Jaws did for people on the beach not going to water, this did for national parks. No one was going to go in there. You're going to get chomped in the sea, chomped in the trees. You couldn't win either way. So, William Girdley, who made the movie, wrote it, directed it. He's quite unapologetic about it. He said, I just wanted to rip off Jaws. It's exactly what I wanted to do, and hey, why not? It's another of its own thing. It's its own creature, its own prehistoric throwback. 18-foot tall monster grizzly bear comes down from the hills and starts chowing down on the campers and having a right old time too. Starts eating all the park rangers too, and that pretty much angers our hero, our boy, the great 60s, 70s, early 80s exploitation star Christopher George. Did a lot of sleazy pictures this time, but a great actor as well. By the same token, he plays the main park ranger who takes it personally. I've got to track this beast down, and he's aided and abetted in this by a Vietnam veteran helicopter pilot played by Andrew Prine, and by, now what is it, a naturist or a naturalist? One of them strips off and walks around in the buff, in the bear. And the other one lives in the woods and studies animals. Naturist, naturalist. I ain't sure. This guy keeps his clothes on, so he's one of them, you decide. But this guy, played by Richard Jekyll, another stalwart of like 60s and 70s movies, a lot of westerns under his belt, and a few sci-fi. These guys go after the beast, and what a beast it is. When it isn't a real bear rampaging through the woods and filmed from helicopters and speeding Land Rovers, it's a guy in a suit. Now don't wince at that. And by the way, I'll forewarn you, I give spoilers left, right and centre. So if you don't want to know who gets eaten, who doesn't, and what happens at the end, then please tune out and watch it and come back later. But it's an old film, and I bet most of you have seen it or heard of it, and the others don't really care anyway. If it's a new film, I will not give spoilers. I'll just talk generally about it. But if it's an older film, I'll give fair warning. Spoiler territory. You're right smack bang in the middle of it. Lost without a map. Spoilerville. This motherfucker has eaten pretty much everybody at this point. And our three guys are like Jaws. You have Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw go out on the boat and track it down. They ain't all going to come back in one piece. And it's the same with these guys. And it's just great stuff. Every trap they lay for it, it manages to, it cunningly destroys the traps or evades them. They put bait down, it leads in a merry goose chase, and it'll come back, and by the time they come back, it's eating the bait as well. And like, oh Jesus, this fucking thing, it's running circles around us. And it's eating pretty much anyone, women, men, kids. It's like the shark really in Jaws. It knows no bounds. It'll take anybody out. Whereas in Jaws, the shark did kill a dog as well. It has a chance to kill a fluffy white rabbit. It doesn't do it. The rabbit gets blood sprayed on it, but it's not its own blood. So this beast is quite a ruthless critter, and these guys have to take it down. But of course, where the rangers just want to shoot the motherfucker and mount its head on a fucking wall, Richard Jekyll's naturalist, wants to tranquilise it and study it. He doesn't want to hurt the animals. He lives with them. He talks to them. He communes with nature. And there's a fair bit of bicker banter between these three, but they're good mates really. And I love this score. It's actually this score which prompted me doing this particular video. It wasn't going to be like this. I wasn't going to structure it around Grizzly, but on a wing and a prayer, these things happen. And so they go on after this thing. But Scotty, the naturalist, he goes on his little pinto, his little horse, in his denims and smelling of the bears, and he's got like scent trails and that, and he stumbles across bears mark the territory by scratching in the air on the branches and on the trunk. But this thing's scratching 18 feet up. He's like, shit, this really is a big motherfucker. And I'm on a little horse with a little tranquilizer. Oops. Another guy's in a helicopter circling overhead trying to find this thing, hunt it down. And it's knocked towers down, it's gone through camps full of people, it's ripped through trailers and cabins, it's done all sorts of damage. Well, hopefully these guys have. Anyway, been in radio contact with this guy, and it's one of those most chilling scenes. It's always haunted me when I was a kid, and I had nightmares about it ever since. And he finds those marks in the tree, rides a bit further on, and suddenly this bear stands up, that thing when he can stand on their back legs, and then it's all pouring at the air. And then, well, once again, it's not really the bear doing it, it's a guy in a suit, and his arm is in this big fairy sort of sleeve with a big, jug shot paw at the end of it, goes woof, like that, takes the horse's head off. Our guy topples off this horse, this blood going everywhere. He's on the deck, his gun's gone flying, he's reaching for it, can't get to it. The bear takes a swipe at him. Shit, you think he's dead? He's already spoken about what bears do. Bears like to, dig a hole, bury the food, come back to it later. Prophetic words, because that's what's happened to him. Anyway, you see it digging a hole, it throws his body in there, starts covering him up. In the meantime, our two boys in the helicopter, Scotty, come in, Scotty. Tension's rising. Bear seems to go off. Scotty, the eye opens in the soil. I'm alive. Jesus Christ, I'm alive. Slowly gets out of this shallow grave that he's in. All the dirt begins to tumble off him. He's there. Hang on a minute. I don't breathe like that normally. Looks behind him. Oh, motherfucking bear sitting there going. None too happy that his dinner's just woken up. So, bye bye, Scotty. It's a horrible moment, you know, when he just turns around and realises, and the camera sort of zooms on his big wide open eyes going, Mummy! And then of course, our two boys land, leg it through the woods, racing against time to try and save the buddy, and now he's been shredded basically. So now it's even more personal. They land again in the helicopter, and the guy in the bear suit wanders up. It's a little tiny helicopter and a big guy in a bear suit. Right? It's only a brief shot, but it's obvious what's happening. Swings the helicopter around, and our two boys get pitched out into the dirt. It makes mincemeat out of the helicopter pilot, Andrew Prime, the Texan drawling guy, and then it comes running for Christopher George, the hero. It's legging it. It's a real bear. This is not a guy in a suit. And handily, Christopher George, or Ranger Kelly, as his name is in the film, has got a Laws rocket in the back. Laws as in light anti-tank weapon. Can you hear that? Roxy! Roxy! You're about to meet my dog. Hello, hon. Hello. Come here and say hello. This is Roxy, my husky, my trusty, loyal confidant and good buddy. Would have been great to have had a grizzly bear walk in, wouldn't it? Well, it wouldn't be so great, not for me anyway. But it would have been really, you know, in tune with the whole conversation. What was I up to? You'll notice this a lot, but I'll go off on ridiculous tangents, and you're going to wonder, where the hell is he going with this story? Well, frankly, I don't know either. But isn't that part of the fun? It's all. It isn't the destination; it's the journey, isn't it? And the fun you have along the way. Yeah, Laws rocket. Yeah, you've always got one of them on the backseat of the helicopter, haven't you? Yeah, gets that out, and like Brody in Jaws, you've got the shark barreling towards him, and it's got that cylinder of compressed air, and it's gob trying to shoot down. It's got bits of quint hanging off its teeth as well. A great little move that. Brody's there. Smile, you son of a... Shark bait everywhere. Well, the bear's bounding down on Ranger Kelly. Finally, he won't fire at first. Oh, fuck. Bear's almost on him. Kaboom! And you've got barbecued, flambéed bear, incinerated, big patch of scorched grass and burning fare dropping down from the sky. It's great, absolutely great. The film is full of tension, full of urgency, full of suspense. And as I say, shockingly nasty as well. I don't think for 1 minute that you guys, if you're definitely new to this movie, are going to go and rent this or download it or do whatever you guys do. And you're going to watch it and go, oh shit, he's big in this film. What a pile of dated 70s cack this is, like TV movie of the week. Yeah, I don't doubt people would think that. But it's got a ruthless edge to it. It's got a bit of brutality. It's well acted. And they've taken it seriously, you know, apart from the guy in the bear suit. But it's only a couple of brief shots of that. You've got a real bear for most of it. Listen. Isn't that great? That's your 70s synth there as well. It's always that fuzzy sound to it. Composer Robert O. Ragland. He did a few other horror movies. Probably most famous for like Q the Winged Serpent for Larry Cohen. And he did the Charles Bronson psycho thriller 10 to Midnight. And it's a great soundtrack there, again full of warbly synth. Great stuff. I love all this. Incidentally, this soundtrack, the reason why this is sort of coerced this video, which it wasn't meant to do, last night I found out that this soundtrack was becoming available on the 24th of this month, so September 24th, 2018. I've got to have it. if you bought it, and it's only a limited number, there's only a few hundred of them being released from Dragon's Domain, that's the record company. And if you bought it, pre-ordered it I should say, you've got a free download. So here it is. The weird thing is that in a few weeks time, when this CD hard copy finally does turn up, little package on the door, wow, what's this? I'm going to open it and it's fucking Grizzly. I've only been listening to this for the past 3 weeks. I'm bored of it now. Sling it in the pile. That's what's going to happen. But so yeah, I will be discussing movies, their soundtracks, their merchandise. Say hello to this guy here. It's a big, big year for him. Halloween 2018, already been released, well, been premiered at the Toronto Film Festival to standing ovations. A horror film? In the Halloween franchise? Standing ovation? For real? But, can't wait. I love Halloween. I love the time and I love the movies. You know, this is my time of the year. Autumnal awesomeness, you could say. And again, you know, I love masks. And I've noticed on YouTube there's a hell of a lot of people that are into masks as well. I'll be discussing them at length at some point. And obviously all the weaponry and the associated paraphernalia of ancient warfare, should you be interested in that. And the novelisation of said film, Grizzly. Kilt-Man is nothing if not a completist. And that's great, that's a good riveting read as well, something to get your teeth into. Grizzly, incidentally, is on Blue in the UK and the US. This is the UK version. I've got the US one as well. They're pretty much the same. The extras are the same, the transfers. I'm not going to side by side comparison, but I think the transfers are pretty much, you know, on a par with each other, and they're good. You know, it's hardly a film with great, fantastic, pristine cinematography and wonderful, you know, lighting, art direction, and production design. But it's a good outdoors movie, and you've got plenty of aerial views of the gorgeous. Where's it filmed? Is it Colorado? Is it? I can't remember now. But a bloody big national park anyway, and sweeping helicopter views all over the trees and the valleys and the canyons and the mountains. That's good. It's good stuff. It puts you there, shall we say? And yeah, great soundtrack too. So what I think I'm going to do for the next video, I'm going to keep on this sort of eco-horror, nature runs wild sort of theme, and look at another personal favourite of mine, probably a lot more in depth as well. And this is a film that's, in my opinion, is a masterpiece of an adaptation of a classic novel as well. But it's vastly underrated, and it's the film Wolfen. I will discuss that at length, and its music, and everything about it. So yeah, I know this is a rambling sort of mess of an introduction to Kilt-Man and what Kilt-Man has to offer, but you know, bear with me. I'm going to hopefully I won't be sitting in the kitchen with this crap behind me trying to fit my head in the frame, because my first 2 attempts at this went swimmingly until I replayed them and my head was completely chopped off. Hey, trial and error, it's all trial and error. But no, I'm going to do the article, and it's going to become, well, you remember the film this guy's from? American Werewolf in London. He's from the dream sequence. He isn't the big werewolf, he's from the dream sequence, the nightmare sequence I should say. But the pub that they go to, the 2 American tourists, the slaughtered lamb, for the people who know the shady secrets of the moors, you know. And I'm going to deck the attic out to look like that. I'm going to have optics, more than myself, with whiskey behind me, and we're going to have lots of these guys sitting there, so you won't be alone with me. There'll be a few of us to enjoy the atmosphere and the ambience. The pentagram will be on the wall, candles burning, you know, fire hazard, but it's all part of the fun. So guys, please, you know, we're all friends here. Comment below, rip me to shreds, pretend you're an 18-foot grizzly bear and just rip this tartan motherfucker to shreds, because hey, you know, it doesn't matter. It's all meant to be fun. all having a good laugh, a good old time. This always helps. So as they say, please like and subscribe, and be sure to tick that little bell motif so you get notifications as and when Kilt-Man unleashes another ridiculous monstrosity of a video where he hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing or what he's going to talk about next. Because, hey, I think that's the essence of it really. Just on a wing and a prayer and see where we go. So, drink up, have fun, watch out for grizzly bears, and quirky 70s soundtracks. In the meantime, this is Kilt-Man, signing off. Keep it tartan.